Number 4, the Park District cannot agree to the demand the Shawmut parcel be dedicated in perpetuity as open park space. As indicated above, the Park District cannot make such a deal. Moreover, the Shawmut parcel is needed for police and fire services, public safety, improved traffic flow, and the effective use of Gordon Park. In addition, this demand makes no sense and demonstrates the blinders with which Objector, Coriel, and you operate. Objector and Coriel's purported goal is to maximize parkland. Reversing the swap transaction would reduce the amount of parkland possessed by the Park District of LaGrange. The parcel of land that the Park District received in exchange for the Shawmut parcel, and which the Park District will use to improve Gordon Park, is larger than the Shawmut parcel. That is in response to their demand that we reverse the swap transaction that took place with the village. Number 5, see response to number 4 above. That is in response to, they want the Park District to agree and declare that parcel 3 shall be open space parkland in perpetuity. See response to number 4 above. Moreover, again, the Park District cannot and will not abide the ability of future Park District boards to determine the ultimate highest and best use of any Park District property. Demand number 6 involves the Village of LaGrange. We note, however, that demand 6 is improper for the reasons articulated in response to demands 4 and 5. That demand says that the Village of LaGrange shall not directly or indirectly through eminent domain or otherwise make any attempt to gain control over the parkland or directly or indirectly cause or promote its development in any manner. Number 7, we agree that any settlement should be incorporated in a written document. We are not certain of other parties to whom you believe the settlement should apply. We believe that any settlement would only be between Coriel, Objector, and the Park District Board, and that only parties to the agreement would have standing to enforce it. That is in response to a demand that the agreement should involve all parties, even if they're not party to the lawsuit, and that any resident of the village should have standing to enforce the order. Number 8, Objector and Coriel voluntarily engage in the above referenced proceedings, even though LaGrange residents approved through referendum the transaction underlying each of these proceedings. In other words, this small group of objectors acted contrary to the will of the people. Under the circumstances, we know of no reason at law or equity why Objector and Coriel should be rewarded with reimbursement of their costs. That is, of course, in response to their demand that the Park Friends be reimbursed for the expenses and costs they incurred in opposing the sale of parkland. The counter proposal. We agree with your comment that in settlement, neither party typically gets everything at once, but your client's proposal does not follow that maxim. Rather, it is extremely one-sided in favor of your clients and extremely unfair to the Park District and the resident it serves. As noted, the LaGrange residents voted to approve the underlying transaction with the understanding that they and future generations to come would reap the intended benefits from that transaction. Your clients and you have all but scuttled that transaction and the opportunity to realize all the benefits therefrom. For years, Coriel, and more recently Objector, have chastised the Park District for attempting to sell more than parcel 2 of Gordon Park, which parcel largely comprises a now shuttered Park District maintenance shed and asphalt parking lot. The Park District would agree to the demand of your clients that only parcel 2 be sold instead of parcels 2 and 3, subject to the Park District's current contracts with ARP, subject to and conditioned upon ARP's agreement to limit its purchase to parcel 2 upon such terms and conditions if the Park District agrees. In exchange, however, Coriel must agree to dismiss his appeal, and Objector must agree to withdraw its objections to the sale and forego objecting to any further proceedings in this matter. The Park District's consent to sell only parcel 2 constitutes a major concession in this dispute. This compromise will result in the Park District receiving more than $3 million less in revenue, which could have been dedicated to serving all the residents of LaGrange. This concession is being proposed to end this tiresome and costly conflict and allow the Park District and the LaGrange community at large to turn to more positive efforts. As indicated, absent such an agreement from Objector and Coriel that is acceptable to the Park District Board, We will request on Thursday that Judge Gillis schedule a hearing in keeping with the Park District's November 11th, 2009 memorandum. I, along with Attorney John Shapiro, am available prior to the November 19th hearing to discuss this matter with you, provided that objector and Coriel sincerely intend to engage in a meaningful discussion. Sincerely, Robert Bush, on behalf of the Park District of Grange.
Thank you, Commissioner Penicook.